What does a liar do when he's dead? He lies still. What's up, you beautiful people? I'm your host, The Danger Dave, and finally, it's here. It finally dropped a trailer for... I don't know, just when I first heard this movie was going to be called The Batman, the first thing I heard in my head was the Batman Whisper from, the Batman animated series. It's just the way my stupid brain works sometimes. It was just the first thing I thought of was that whisper. So I haven't covered much of the Batman on my channel, and not for the lack of there's nothing to talk about, because there definitely is stuff to talk about, but I was waiting for a trailer to drop so I could see everything in action. And, we had, that first little reveal of Robert Pattinson in the batsuit where, he's walking slowly out of the smoke with that red light, and that music, someone mentioned that it's reminded them of something like Darth Vader, or it wasn't hero music. And I was like, yeah, it's not. Like, just listen to it for a second. You hear it, that's not the music of a hero, or even an anti-hero or vigilante. That's more of the music of, like, a monster, or like, that's kind of like the music you'd hear in, like, a horror movie, the theme that would be for, the killer or the monster. So that's just what I personally think. And then we also saw the, full batsuit reveal, and as well as the car. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys got to get a snack or a drink, go ahead and do so right now, because we're going to have a lot to discuss. I'll be talking about the trailer and my reaction and my thoughts, and then I'll be going over the car, and finally, the batsuit. So this trailer, yeah, I really dug it. I really dug the vibe of this trailer. And going into this trailer, I didn't really know what to expect. The only thing I knew about the Batman was it was going to be like a detective story that was going to showcase Batman's detective elements, which I'm really excited about. Me personally, Batman being a detective is my favorite thing about Batman. I've always loved detective stories as well as murder mysteries, and so the fact that Batman is a detective just, to me, makes him more awesome. And I'm just excited to finally see a live-action, detective murder mystery Batman, because the other Batman, they didn't really do too much in the way of detective work. Michael Keaton's Batman, he did a little bit of detective work and research here and there. Christian Bale, he did a little in the Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Ben Affleck didn't really do much detective work, I feel. It just kind of seemed like he just kind of hacked his way to the answers, and he was just a brutal, kick-ass Batman. But I'm just so excited that this is going to be a murder mystery. And yeah, I dug the vibe of this trailer. It's a dark, gritty murder mystery. In fact, I was at Best Buy today, and one of the guys that asked me if I was finding anything alright saw my Batman shirt, and he asked me about the trailer. And he told me that it seemed like Zodiac, the movie, only with Batman. And I was like, yeah, actually, I never really thought of it that way, but I was like, yeah, I can totally see that, actually. We have Commissioner Gordon, who is played by Jeffrey Wright, and when I heard he was going to be in the Batman, I thought he was going to be Lucius Fox, I figured, he's definitely going to be Lucius Fox. And then it was like, nah, he's going to be Commissioner Gordon, and my reaction was just, so he's not Lucius Fox. He's Commissioner Gordon. But honestly, after seeing this trailer, I'm like, yeah, I totally dig it. I'm down with him being Commissioner Gordon. I think he's going to be awesome. And, the first reveal of the Batman in this trailer is you see his, like, those like, tack boots. And remember, this is a year 2 Batman, and some people, they still don't like the suit. They think it looks like garbage. But remember, this is year 2 Batman. He hasn't really figured out how to be Batman yet. And honestly, I dig that. I honestly love that this is like a year 2 Batman, because I love the genesis of a character, seeing them come from the beginning of their journey to them becoming, the best possible version of themselves. I love seeing that journey. I love the genesis of the character. I love seeing that journey with them. And with Batman, it's a lot of trial and error for him. He doesn't really know how to be an effective vigilante. He's just sort of learning as he goes. It's like field training for him, he's just figuring it out as he goes. And the suit is totally representative of that. It looks like something that, he put together himself, which I'll talk about a little bit later. But Batman is introduced, you see those tack boots, and he comes walking up, and when I first saw that, you know the old saying of the villain is always introduced feet first cliche? That's the first thing I thought of when I saw Batman introduced feet first. I was like, this Batman's not going to be a hero. And throughout the trailer, that just kind of confirmed it for me. And the saying that I've been telling everybody is, this Batman is not going to be the hero that Gotham wants. He's going to be the monster it needs. It really feels like this Batman isn't going to be a hero. He's going to be a brutal vigilante in every sense of the word. A brutal detective vigilante. And that just sounds awesome to me. We have Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. The one thing that I didn't dig about this trailer, the trailer itself, for me, it hit all the right notes. There was never really a dull moment or a moment that I didn't like. But Zoe Kravitz Catwoman mask, that mask is just, I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. Hopefully, as the movie goes on, she gets, like, a new, like, Catwoman outfit where she has, like, the Catwoman, like, cowl with, like, the goggles or something like that. I think that's gonna look a lot better, but as it stands right now, not really feeling the cat suit. Just, I don't know. It's a minor nitpick in the trailer because you just see it once, but really not digging it. We have, Paul Dano as the Riddler, and the Riddler is the main villain, and this is going to be a completely new take on the Riddler. This is not the goofy, like, Jim Carrey, comic book Riddler. This is going to be more lines of, not even New 52 Riddler. This is, like, almost a not even almost, this is a completely new take on the Riddler, and I like that. A lot of people kind of brush off Riddler as, a B villain, but he has all the potential to be, like, an A-list villain. We saw that in New 52 with his, like, zero-year attack. So he has all the material to be a major, threat to Batman. And honestly, I really hope he is in this movie. I don't really know what his end game is. He really hates liars. You see that throughout the trailer is lies and no more lies. And if you're justice, please don't lie. So that, I feel, is going to be the running theme of this movie. Lies and liars. It really seems that way with Riddler. You have John Turturro as Carmine Falcone. You did see him a little bit in the trailer. Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Like, you saw him and he's completely unrecognizable. Like, I had to do a double take. Like, I was like, ugh. That's Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Like, totally unrecognizable. And honestly, he looks good. I don't think we heard any speaking lines, but he looks good. Honestly, one person that we didn't see, at least I don't think we saw, was Andy Serkis as Alfred. And honestly, I really hope this Alfred is kind of like the Earth 1 Alfred, where he's just like this badass BSA agent, where he's not really a butler to Batman, but he's more like a partner in crime and like a mentor and a little bit, kind of teaching him some, tricks here and there and really giving him advice. I would really love to see like that Earth 1, grizzled BSA agent, Alfred. I think that'd be awesome. And then you have like my favorite part of the trailer where Batman grabs that dude and he punches him like 12 times in like 8 seconds. And the goons that are standing there are like the Simpsons, where they're standing there like, stop, he's already dead. And then he gives a line, I'm vengeance. Like, we could hear the line, the iconic, I'm vengeance, I am the night. I am Batman. We might, it would be awesome. I think it would. But yeah, that scene is just, ooh man, he just turns that guy's face into pudding, man. Just absolute pudding. But yeah, I really dug this trailer. It was, I think, all that I needed to see to confirm that this is going to be good. And, a lot of people were like, Robert Pattinson as Batman. We have Twilight Vampire as Batman. I'm just like, look, people, we all know that Robert Pattinson is a good actor. He has moved beyond Twilight to be a great actor. And if you don't believe me, go watch The Lighthouse. Trust me, The Lighthouse is a really good movie. And he's really good in that movie as well. If Ben Affleck can go from Daredevil to being one of the most well-liked and loved Batman on the big screen, then I think Robert Pattinson can go from Twilight to being a great Batman. Y'all yelled and bitched and whined and moaned and complained that fucking Ben Affleck Daredevil was gonna be Batman, and then you saw him and you all absolutely loved him. So please just reserve judgment until you see the movie, because it happens all the time. Remember Michael Keaton? A lot of people were, criticizing Michael Keaton. And they're like, oh, Mr. Mom is going to be Batman. He can't be Batman. He's a comedy actor. He did Beetlejuice. And look what happened. Even to this day, some people say they still love Michael Keaton as Batman. So if history has taught us anything, it is to wait till the movie comes out to judge their performance, because actors, they might just surprise you. Alright, so now for the car. The chicks dig the car. So this new Batmobile, and I'll definitely be putting some images on screen so you guys can take a look at it. And it's very much a muscle car for Batman. It's not that sleek sports car or the big fucking tank that we saw with the Tumbler and Ben Affleck's Batmobile. This is more of like, I don't know, some people said it's a Dodge Charger, but honestly, looking at these pictures, man, it looks more like a modified 1970 Plymouth Barracuda to me, honestly. I mean, am I wrong? No, it definitely does. That has to be a Plymouth Barracuda, right? Which just makes it more awesome, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm really loving the look of this new car, man. I dig the muscle car vibe. The engine on the back, some people have noticed the bat symbol in the engine, so I think that's really cool. The black and red kind of reminds me of the Adam West 1966 Batmobile. And the whole vibe of it, I dig it. I love the muscle car look. It also kind of reminds me of a little bit of like the 1970 70s and 80s Batmobile in a little bit. It kind of has that same sort of like shape and kind of like muscle car vibe to it. It looks good. Honestly, I think it does. It looks badass. So now for the batsuit, which is the big hot topic of all this. And opinions on the batsuit have been mixed. Some people like it, some people don't, and then there's people like me who are like, this is year 2 Batman. He's not going to have that kind of sleek looking one-piece batsuit that we all know and love. Look at Arkham Origins. That was a year 2 Batman, and his suit was like heavily padded and heavily armored. It was definitely sort of like a version 2 batsuit, that he put together. And this suit, I don't think Lucius Fox is in this movie, so to me what it looks like is this suit is something that he pieced together himself. He took all of this existing technology that he has and created a batsuit for himself. And the suit as a whole looks very tactical. This looks more like a tactical Batman. The cowl, I don't hate the cowl. I think it looks fine. The ears do look a little weird to me, honestly. But overall, I don't hate the cowl. It looks like it's made of leather. There's no real point on the nose, but overall, like the cowl, I don't really hate it. I think it looks good. The collar, the purpose of the collar is some people are like, oh, it makes him look more vampire-ish, which kind of reminded them of like Twilight, if he's moving away from Twilight, why make him look like a vampire? And the purpose of like this neck guard collar is so people can't, easily get in with knives and slash and, stab him in the neck and slash his throat. No, that's the purpose of it. And honestly, I've always kind of dug the collar look, myself. I always thought it looked cool. So I don't have a problem with it. I think it looks cool. The bat symbol on his chest drew in, a lot of talk, because if you really look at this emblem, I don't know. Like, if you look at it, some people have said it looks like gun parts. And so that's kind of sparked the theory that this emblem is made from the gun that killed his parents. And the emblem, yeah, I can see that. It does look like gun parts. They did do that in the comics, where Batman did find the gun that killed his parents, and he melted it down and turned it into a bulletproof plate to put under the emblem of his suit, so that the thing that took his heart would protect it. I think they even did that in... I remember reading an old, I want to say it was 70s, maybe 80s, Bat book where he did the same thing. So, that's interesting, and that's never been done in, on screen. It's always just been, the bat symbol, on his chest. So, maybe it kind of looks like gun parts to me. I don't know what else it would be. Maybe it's a batarang that will pop out. Maybe it's a grapple. Like, I don't know. I don't think it's a batarang. Like, why would there be a batarang at his chest? That's kind of weird. So, yeah, maybe it's made of gun parts. I don't know, really. The belt looks it reminds me of a carpenter's belt, honestly. He's got a lot of like pouches and gear, clipped to his belt there, so he hasn't really gotten that, kind of clean, either capsule or pouch belt. Any equipment he needs, he's attached to like this kind of like carpenter's belt a little bit. The holster, I'm guessing, is for his grapple gun. We do see him use his grapple gun in the trailer, so I'm guessing that's what it's for. I'm not really sure if this Batman is going to kill. He might. I think I read somewhere that Matt Reeves said he wants this to be as comic accurate as he can get, while, still providing his own vision. So, really, we haven't had a completely, non-lethal Batman. I know some people say Christian Bale, but let's be honest, I won't kill you, but I won't save you is basically murder with a lot less steps. I'm sorry to say. But yeah, he could be the first, non-lethal Batman. Just a brutal Batman. I mean, just check out this guy. Like I said, face pudding. So I'm just guessing that's what the holster is for. And these things on his gauntlets, I don't know what those are for. Some people have pointed out the similarities between those things and the things that the Talons have on their gauntlets. So maybe they're like darts, or maybe they're throwing knives. I don't exactly know what they are. I'm getting a closer look here. You know what? Looking at these things, maybe they're anchors for his grapple gun. Maybe they're new hooks for his grapple gun, that like every time he uses his grapple gun, he has to put in a new hook. So he just takes one off his gauntlet and he sticks it in there and he's ready to go. It could be those. Because they don't really look like throwing knives. They look more like... Yeah, those don't look like throwing knives or darts. They might be darts. My best guess on those is that they are anchors for his grapple gun. It looks like he has his gauntlets. I can't tell if those are going to be used to, like, deflect blades or weapon, like knives and stuff. Maybe. And then from what we saw in the trailer, his cape looks to be a bit shorter. Like I mentioned, when Batman is first introduced, you can kind of see his cape. It doesn't quite hit the ground. It's a little bit shorter. And then he has those, like, tack boots. We also see him ride the Batcycle. So that's definitely another car or a vehicle that he'll be using in the movie. And overall, I think the suit looks good. It looks a lot better in action and motion than I thought it would. Because when I first saw it, I was like, I don't hate it, but I wanted to see it in action. And honestly, it looked really good in the trailer. Everything in the trailer looked really good. Other than the Catwoman mask, I really didn't hate anything in this trailer. It just all looked really good. And that's all I have for this video, ladies and gentlemen. So, in the comments below, let's go ahead and start a discussion here. What do you think of this Batman, this trailer? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you dislike it? Tell me why. If you like it, tell me why. Are you still indifferent? Are you still not sure? Are you gonna see the movie? Are you not gonna see the movie? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. You guys have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see you next time.